It's time on the Ufologist's Guide to the Galaxy to acknowledge some legendary ufologists as we deep dive into the very first original UFO experts and whistleblowers.
Okay, let's have our second ufology legend on the show today. And it's a guy called John Mack, who was recently acknowledged by the very famous Colonel John Alexander on the brilliant Sean Ryan show. John Mack was born in 1929 and was a Pulitzer Prize winner, a researcher, and Harvard psychiatrist, head of Harvard's psychiatric department, so he was no slouch. Mack also had the support of Lawrence Rockefeller, who funded Mack's non-profit organization for 4 consecutive years at $250,000 a year. Mack, together with astrophysicist Carl Sagan, promoted the elimination of nuclear weapons and an end to the simmering conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union, so he had enemies. In the early 1990s, Mack made a startling announcement. He had been seeing people who claimed to have been abducted by aliens, and he believed them. He risked his career, reputation, when his interest in alien abductions grew from curiosity to wonder, ultimately developing into a limitless and wavering passion for the subject. In November 1994, Mack traveled to Ruwa, Zimbabwe to interview a number of children at the Ariel School, who all claimed that they had seen a UFO land near their school and also saw aliens exit the craft. Mack then studied and investigated individuals who claimed to have had alien encounters. Mack was an author, and he wrote extensively about his findings in his brilliant 1994 book Abduction, Human Encounters with Aliens, a book containing a case series of 13 abductions. A sequel, Passport to the Cosmos, followed in 1999. After that, questions from Harvard and the academic community arose, including Harvard professor of law at the time, one Alan Dershowitz. Well, we heard that name before. In 2004, conveniently for some, Dr. Mack was struck by an alleged drunk driver in London and pronounced dead at the scene. The drunk driver, Mr. Tchaikovsky, was sentenced to 15 months imprisonment and was disqualified from driving for 3 years. And because of time already spent in custody, Mr. Tchaikovsky only served 6 months of the 15-month sentence. What really bothers me about this hit and run is that the notes that Dr. Mack were carrying on him that night were never found. Even well after Mack's death in 2004, the medical journal Lancet was still debunking him in 2012. Mack considered his life an odyssey, a search for inner harmony and meaning. In all of these areas, he was a consummate teacher and mentor for those who accompanied him on any part of his journey. If you'd like to know more about John Mack, the book The Believer is a weird and chilling true story of Dr. John Mack by the legendary author Ralph Blumenthal. Thank you, John Mack, for your passion and belief.